Hey, this is Jessica Canseco for the Blogs.
Can you tell us how you met Jose? You were a Hooters girl, evidently.
Yeah, it's funny. I just got a job at Hooters. It was like my third or fourth day there. Yeah. I was so nervous because I had never waitressed. It was like putting myself through college. Here, I'm like, oh, Hooters,
sure,
great, you know. And he came in, and needless to say, I never really went back.
Yeah,
just kind of swept me off my feet.
Yeah. Did he use like a cheesy line like I'd like to get to second base with you? Or
he did this little eyebrow dance at me where he raises one up and down one at one time, and I thought, wow, that's kind of neat.
Here, tell us about the Playboy experience and what was that like?
Oh, they were great to work for. I was a little nervous about it at first because I'd never done any nude shooting, so they made it so easy. The photographer was great, Marilyn Grabowski. The whole team was so great. Took a few days, and then they were beautiful.
How did they approach you? How did it come about?
Well, I was approached before, I think, and it's all about timing.
Yep.
And I held out, and I wasn't sure, and Jose and I were kind of going through a divorce, and I was just moving here, and it's just about timing. I think finally the timing was right, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do it, and it was kind of a breakthrough for me because it was like breaking free from Jose, finally making decisions on my own, and without him saying, don't do this or do this.
Yeah. He was known for the 40-40 club and his tape measure home runs. You're most known for your measurements too. This is a goofy question. 35, 24, 34. What body part are you most proud of? Are you known for your legs?
Yeah, they're insured. No.
Are you serious? Like Lloyd's of London here? Or?
Yes, actually. No, my legs and my butt probably, yeah. Since I was a gymnast, I have just very fit legs, and so that's probably, I'd say, my best asset.
I mean, not only were you doing that, the modeling, the Playboy shoot, the acting, but you became an author, tell.
God, after Jose wrote his book and he came out with his book, it's like we sat down, and he said, I think, you should write a book. You should write a book because he opened the door for me to be able to talk about the steroids and a lot of things, and I think he wanted me to name names of players, which I very well could have done, and because I'm still friends with some of the players and their wives, I was like, you know what, I'm going to make this book about me and moving forward and a learning experience and what I went through, and what it's like, I went through so much in that marriage, and I endured so much, and it's just like it was such a breakthrough for me writing, and it took a while. I had somebody helping me, and organizing the thoughts and putting it down, and
it had to be very cathartic for you. I mean, this really was opening a new door for you, a new chapter in your life.
Between the Playboy and the book, it was kind of just like letting Jose go, because we went back and forth, for a long time. We got divorced, and we were still back and forth, and so that was really a breaking point for me, just saying, this is it, I'm letting go, and I'm just going to, and I held back a lot of information, but I said much, pretty much,
Well, speaking of that, and you even mentioned it, it is, baseball is a kind of a closed world, and there's things you're supposed to talk about and not talk about. Jose encouraged you to write the book and give you encouragement. Do you hear about any other baseball players or baseball housewives saying, what are you doing? Or
no, because I didn't talk about any other players, really. It was basically, in fact, friends of mine were like, good for you for writing about, your life with Jose. And basically it was just about, and I talked about myself, things with my family and with Jose, and I definitely, mentioned that I saw, him going to the bathroom with other players and this and that, but I not once mentioned anybody's name or, so it was kind of, I think it was a little different than Jose's book where he just, threw people under the bus.
Yeah, well, let's just to briefly touch on that, Juice kind of came out, and it was a firestorm at the time. Where yours was a personal journey, do you think Jose was doing it a little bit out of spite maybe, or not spite, just to sort of rattle some doors a little bit, or?
He had some issues with baseball, and he felt he was blackballed from the game, and I think he tried for a long time to get a job, and there were some problems, and I think he finally just said, I'm going to tell the truth, and which, I give him that. I mean, he absolutely did tell the truth. 100%. But, he felt compelled to write it, and, it's So
Yeah, it's interesting too. I mean, I don't know if you caught an article. He was in an article in the LA Times last week.
Oh, was he?
He's evidently playing for the Valley Mets, like it's a men's senior league.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
And he apparently he hit like a 480-foot home run the other
he's
day.
Still hitting the home runs, yeah.
Yeah,
that's about all I could. That's how it ended, kind of in his career.
Sure.
Even just hitting home runs, and he was always injured and
Yeah.
really couldn't run. And
yeah,
but he's got this amazing, strength. And
40-40 club.
Of course, that could be due to shooting up.
Well, I mean,
it's hard to say.
Baseball right now, it's a big topic with Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you think some of these players should have an asterisk? Do you think Bonds should?
No. What are you gonna do? Who do you know? You don't know who did it.
Sure.
So it's like you're gonna put some, and you don't how many years was Barry doing it or Jose or.
So tell us a little bit about the movie. There's this silver character who's kind of unlucky in love, and he suddenly gets this funny reputation, and your character is named Tiffany. How do you meet Silver?
There was a scene where I was like all excited because I had sold him these condoms that were huge in the store, and so then I was all excited about like trying to maybe I'll hook up with this guy. And so we like did a scene where it's over the top, where I had feathers on and this pink outfit, and it was like I was all excited coming down the stairs, and then the door was stuck, and I kind of put my leg to get it up, and it was like, and then it was this other delivery guy. It wasn't the boy.
That's funny.
And that was a lot of fun. Every scene was great, and there was such a great cast to work for. And it's a good movie.
That's great. Well, everybody should be on the lookout for Getting It the movie, coming to theaters near you sometime soon. And we really appreciate your time, Jessica. Yep. Thank you.
And she was lying in the grass. She could hear the highway breathing, and she could see a nearby factory. She's making sure she is not dreaming. See the lights of the neighbor's house, and now she's starting to rise. Take a minute to concentrate, and she opens up her eyes. The world was moving, she was right there with it.
She's trying to get up. Come on. Look how cute she is. And then watch after what?
And she was drifting through the backyard.
The life of my
This is the third one. This is the mouse.
Slowly.